There's a very big chance that my husband truly didn't cheat on me, but what does it matter how big or small the chance is? I am not asking for advice. I got this warning while trying to make this post. I have already made up my mind. Nothing will change, but my heart is totally broken, and I need to talk to people. My husband and I have been together for 5 years, married for 2. Expecting our first baby together. His ex is one of his best friends. I never liked this fact, but people made me out to be insecure and jealous when I said that I found it weird to stay friends with an ex. I believed them and thought just because my breakups are utter and final, it doesn't have to be that way for everyone else. My husband, however, understood my discomfort, and he minimized their contact, admitting that she sure contacted him more frequently since we started dating. I overheard her once saying she didn't like me. She was embarrassed when she saw me and apologized, saying she just didn't know me and maybe if we got to know each other. I wasn't interested at all, to be honest. Late last year, my husband was invited to her birthday party. I was suffering from severe morning sickness, and not only that but noon, afternoon and evening sickness, so I declined. That one at the end of November. I told my husband that he could go anyway because he would miss many of his old friends from college who were invited. My husband never came home that night. He got drunk and decided to spend the night. Another friend also spent the night. The same day my husband came home to tell me, I asked for divorce. Of course he didn't believe I was being serious, so I started the process. The other friend who stayed at the ex called to assure me nothing happened, but he, the friend, spent the night on the couch in the basement, mostly dozed off, so he didn't really see what happened upstairs. When he admitted that, he told me, I know how bad this looks, but your husband loves you and would never. The thing is, even if I am almost 90% sure he is telling the truth, he stayed because he was too drunk to drive, and all he thought was how reckless he was with a baby on the way, and I do believe he promised himself to never do this again. I still have no idea what happened, and I never will. How would I ever know in this? Whenever we see each other, now he cries and tells me to forgive him for doing something like this, but even if I did forgive him, I know that I will never be happy in this. And that's unfair for me, but even for him. It doesn't matter what happened that night. I just know he slept in her bed, and it will always haunt me, even if there's only 1% chances something happened. For me, it is very much real. I am so very sorry if the post isn't clear. 2 people spent the night at the ex. My husband and another friend. The friend stayed in the basement, so he admitted that he didn't see anything because he was in the basement. My husband admitted he slept in her bed. Sorry for the confusion. I get very emotional every time I try to tell someone what happened. Apparently even here. 90% sure is still 10% unsure. Leaving your pregnant fiancé at home to get drunk with your ex, and then pass out at her house, is a seriously bad look. Even if he didn't cheat on you, he disrespected you and the relationship. He destroyed your trust. I don't think you're in the wrong. Why didn't he just Uber home? Someone laid down on the tracks of the train platform I was on. I didn't see the impact, thank God. I was zoning out, not RLY paying attention, when the train stopped. Then I heard the conductor scream, and the train just shut down. Then another worker came up, and I heard the conductor yelling. She was just laid down, man. I couldn't see her. I tried to stop. Another person on the platform found the baggie with her note and keys. They didn't know exactly where under the train she was. I told the conductor he did what he could, and he never should have been brought into it. I realize now I was in total shock, and I go monotone when that happens. I hugged another woman on the platform as activity picked up around us. Turned around and got on a different train. Called my mom and bawled like a baby. Cried on the train thinking about the conductor, about the woman, the people who will have to drag her out. I don't understand why I'm so greatly upset when I didn't see the trauma, but the poor conductor. And the woman who found the baggie shaking as she realized what she was holding. And the woman who was so lost that she felt she had no other option than to lay down on a train track to remove herself from the world. Play Tetris. I'm not being an ass. It helps prevent trauma from entrenching as badly. Even if you didn't see it, you still experienced the event. Can you contact a trauma therapist? If not, look up mental health first aid. You're not upset for no reason. You witnessed grief, shock, and vulnerability all at once. That kind of emotional trauma can hit deeply even without seeing the actual event. My heart sank just reading this. Oh my. I always keep my blinds up, and my mother thinks it's because of my depression. It's not. I always keep my blinds down, and my mother thinks it's because of my depression. It's not. Hi, gonna keep it short. I 17 female. Started putting my blinds down when I was a preteen and have been doing it for a long time. I have depression, obvious from the title, and 2 anxiety disorders that go hand in hand, causing it to be extremely hard for me to leave my home at times, and sometimes I won't leave for months. My cat, whose name is Kringle, likes to watch birds through the window. So from time to time, I'll hesitantly put them up and let him look through the window while I do school work. Every time I see light inside my room, peeking through the windows with them completely uncovered, I feel panicked. So I rarely put them up. My mother thinks it's because of my depression and playfully calls my room the Batcave or calls me Dracula, etc. But it's not my depression at all. When I was younger, 12-13 years old, our old female neighbor Dee, fake name, across the street would watch us change through the window through our clear white curtains. I shared a room with my older sister, Harper. My parents found out through our neighbor beside us, after noticing and Dee commenting that we should get better curtains. And our neighbor told us that he saw her with binoculars. They were mortified and got us dark purple curtains. Dee ended up stalking us with her husband's white truck, I think, and drove by our house after she and her husband moved. After that, we never experienced that again and have moved several times since then. Every time the windows are open in my room, I have that fear sitting in the back of my mind that I'm being watched or stalked. Or I think about what she might have been doing while watching us change. But I don't know if I need to get over it, or if I'm taking it too seriously for something that happened years ago. Either way, I wanted it off my chest. They make film you can put on your window, that you can see out, but people can't see in. This may help you with your anxiety. Let your cat be able to look out the window more. And you can let light in without anybody seeing you. Damn, what a horrible way to live. Okay, but you said you keep the blinds up. That's going to let light in. What it's like to chase a future when you're born in Syria. I wasn't lucky with where I was born. By pure chance, I came into this world in a third world country. And worse, in Syria. Life here is hard in ways that are difficult to explain unless you live it. I know some people will say, life is hard everywhere. And I agree. But the difference is in the degree of hardship. I'm a young guy who studied petroleum engineering. After all those years of studying, the highest salary I can realistically get here is around $200 a month. I leave home early in the morning and come back around 6 p.m. just to survive a very basic life. Not a luxurious one. Not even a comfortable one. Just normal survival. That $200 has to cover food, transportation, bills, everything. Saving money is basically impossible. Buying decent clothes feels like a luxury. Get married? You are joking. What hurts the most isn't working hard, that I'm not afraid of work at all. What hurts is putting in real effort and getting almost nothing back for it. When I see salaries in the US, I sometimes fall into a deep sadness. Not out of jealousy, but out of frustration at how unfair chance can be. Same human, same effort, completely different outcomes just because of geography. My family is poor. I've searched for ways to travel to the US, study there, and work, but almost every path requires money that feels unreal to someone earning $200 a month. Life here feels like running on a treadmill that never moves forward. I'm writing this for 2 reasons. First, if you live in the US, please appreciate what you have. I don't hate you for it. Honestly, I wish you all success. Second, I just needed a place to let this out. Sometimes you don't want solutions. You just want someone to hear what life looks like on the other side of the world. Thanks for reading. Bro, I feel you. I was born in Africa, and it just feels like life started on hard mode since day one. Can't really evaluate your options or prospects, man. Wish you to make the best out of the hand you got. What about the Gulf states or Turkey? Do you have any kind of job opportunities there?